Imagine waking up at the age of 104 not in a hospital bed, not alone, but in your own home, sunlight warming your face, the kettle already whistling for tea, and the laughter of old friends echoing through your garden. In Okinawa, Japan, this isn't a miracle. It's life. On this small island kissed by the Pacific, people don't just grow old, they thrive. They dance, they garden, they laugh. Many live far past 100, not as patients, but as storytellers, neighbors, and gentle teachers of a quieter, wiser way of life. And they share something rare, not just a long life, but a meaningful one. So, what is their secret? In this video, we'll walk together through 5 gentle habits, simple, beautiful routines that Okinawan elders have carried for generations. You won't find expensive supplements or harsh regimens here, just time-tested wisdom, woven into the rhythm of daily life. Perhaps by learning from them, we won't just live longer, we'll live better. Number 1. They live for a reason, ikigai. Imagine waking up at the age of 104 not in a hospital bed, not alone, but in your own home, sunlight warming your face, the kettle already whistling for tea, and the laughter of old friends echoing through your garden. In Okinawa, Japan, this isn't a miracle. It's life. On this small island kissed by the Pacific, people don't just grow old, they thrive. They dance, they garden, they laugh. Many live far past 100. Not as patients, but as storytellers, neighbors, and gentle teachers of a quieter, wiser way of life. And they share something rare, not just a long life, but a meaningful one. So, what is their secret? In Okinawa, no one really retires from life. Even at 90, you'll find someone tending to their tomato plants with care, brushing a stray leaf from the path outside their home, or weaving cloth for a neighbor's newborn. Ask them why they still wake up with a smile, and many will whisper a quiet word. Ikigai, it means a reason for being. Not just something to do, but something to live for. For some, it's making pickles the way their mother once did. For others, it's playing the sanshin, an old 3-stringed instrument for children at the village center. And for many, it's simply being useful, being needed, being part of the thread that still holds their community together. In a world where age is often seen as an ending, Okinawa treats it as a continuation. They don't ask, "What will I do in retirement?" They ask, "Who still needs me today?" Studies have shown that people who feel they have purpose live longer and healthier lives. But Okinawans don't read that in journals. They live it every morning with every quiet act of intention. And perhaps that's the beginning of their secret. Not chasing youth, but honoring their place in the world, no matter how many candles are on the cake. Why does this matter? Because the body may age, but the spirit craves purpose. When you have something or someone to live for, your days stretch wider, not just longer. Ikigai is not a miracle drug. It's a quiet compass that points us toward meaning, even in the smallest things. And perhaps that's why the people of Okinawa live so long, not just because they breathe, but because every breath still matters. Number 2, they never walk alone. Moi, somewhere in a quiet Okinawan village. 5 women in their late 80s sit beneath a mango tree. They're laughing, not the polite kind, but full-bellied, head-tilting, tear-rolling laughter. One of them has just told the same joke she's been telling for 40 years, and somehow it's still funny. This isn't a coincidence. It's a ritual, a rhythm. It's called Moi, a lifelong circle of friendship, carefully woven since childhood. In Okinawa, Moi is more than a gathering of friends. It's a quiet promise, a shared life, a bond formed early and carried through the decades, through grief and joy, weddings and funerals, typhoons and tea ceremonies. These groups began as financial safety nets, built to help neighbors survive hard times. But over the years, they become something far deeper, a source of strength that no medicine can replace. When one falls ill, the others show up with broth and blankets. When one loses their spouse, they offer silence and song. And when one reaches their 100th birthday, they throw a party with red flowers, old music, and too much tofu. Western science is only now catching up to what Okinawans have always known. Loneliness shortens lives, but here, no one is left adrift alone in old age. In Okinawa, you grow older knowing someone will remember your story even if you forget parts of it yourself. You are never a burden. You are a thread in the cloth. Why does this matter? Because our hearts don't beat well in isolation. We are wired to belong. Moe isn't a grand idea. It's a gentle practice. A cup of tea together, a walk at sunset, a hand reaching across the years, and perhaps this is one of Okinawa's most powerful secrets. They don't just live longer because of what they eat. They live longer because someone is always waiting for them. If this video brought a smile to your face or warmed your heart, don't forget to tap the like button. Number 3. They eat until they're almost full. Harahachi-bu. Imagine sitting down to a warm, humble meal in a sunlit kitchen in Okinawa. A bowl of miso soup steams gently. Pickled vegetables glisten on a ceramic plate, and tofu with a sprinkle of seaweed rests beside steamed rice. A woman in her 90s gives thanks not with grand words, but with a small bow of her head. She takes her time. She eats slowly, and just when you expect her to go for another serving, she stops. Smiling. Content. Harahachi-bu. That's what they call it. Stopping when you're 80% full. It's not a diet. It's a way of living. A way of listening to your body, your hunger, your needs. In a world that often tells us more is better, Okinawans lie by an older wisdom. Less is often enough. Science has caught up. Of course, studies now show that calorie restriction done mindfully and without malnutrition can extend lifespan, reduce chronic disease, and even slow down aging. But for the elders of Okinawa, this isn't about science. It's about balance. Humility, respect for food. Meals are never rushed. Plates are never overflowing. And overeating is seen not as a treat, but as a dishonoring of the gift before you. Their portions may be small, but their gratitude is large. There's a quiet grace in stopping before excess. It teaches patience, self-awareness, and most of all, satisfaction without guilt. Why does this matter? Because how we eat is how we live. When we learn to stop chasing fullness, we make room for joy. Harahachi-bu isn't about restriction. It's about freedom. Freedom from the constant desire for more. Freedom to feel light, not just in the body, but in the heart. And maybe that's the real nourishment the Okinawans enjoy, not just from their food, but from their wisdom to know when enough is truly enough. Number 4. They keep moving without even trying natural daily activity. In Okinawa, you won't find many gyms, no marathons, no weightlifting contests, but you will find something else, something quieter, simpler, more enduring. You'll see an 88-year-old woman walk into the market with a small basket of bitter melon, a 94-year-old man crouching in his garden, hands in the soil, coaxing life from the earth with a grin. You'll see old friends sweeping the temple steps or dancing together at the village square when the music begins. This is movement, not for calories, not for looks, not for numbers on a wristwatch. It's movement for life. Okinawans don't work out. They work with life. Their homes are often built low to the ground, encouraging gentle squatting and rising throughout the day. They garden, they clean, they walk, they kneel. Every task is an opportunity for the body to flow, stretch, and stay alive. They don't see movement as a separate activity. It is simply part of the rhythm of being. There's no countdown clock, no motivational slogans, just bodies that were never allowed to forget what they were designed to do. Modern science supports it. Even light, consistent daily activity can dramatically lower the risk of heart disease, dementia, and joint problems. But Okinawans didn't need a study to tell them that. They've lived it step by quiet step for generations. Why does this matter? Because our bodies don't need punishment. They need purpose. And perhaps movement isn't about pushing harder. It's about staying connected. Connected to the earth beneath our feet, the tasks in our hands, the moments that pass through our days. In Okinawa, longevity isn't chased with sweat. It arrives gently on feet that have never stopped walking. Number 5. They honor life with gratitude and grace. Each morning in Okinawa begins not with noise, but with quiet thanks. A bowl of miso is placed on the table, not just for eating, but to be noticed. A pair of hands pressed gently together, eyes closed for a breath. Itadakimasu, it means I humbly receive. And it's more than just a habit. It is a prayer without ceremony, a pause before the day unfolds. The elders of Okinawa don't rush through life. They greet it, honor it, and give thanks for it every single day. Gratitude flows through their routines, in tending the graves of ancestors, in placing small flowers near the family shrine, in talking to the trees and sea as if they are old friends, not objects. Spirituality here isn't loud. It's not grand. It's woven quietly into life's rhythm, an unspoken understanding that everything is connected and everything is a gift. They speak to the past with reverence. They meet the present with softness. This constant awareness of where they come from, of what they have, acts like a balm to the soul. Modern life often teaches us to want more, to achieve more, to be more, but in Okinawa, the lesson is simpler. Be still, be kind, be thankful, and perhaps it's this gratitude, not vitamins, not genes, not luck, that allows the heart to remain open well into the 100s. Why does this matter? Because when we stop racing through life, we begin to feel it again. Gratitude softens us. It makes us gentler with others and with ourselves. The Okinawans don't just live longer. They live each day as if it were a blessing whispered by the wind. And maybe that's the real secret. Not fearing the end of life, but loving the middle of it more deeply. Maybe the lesson from Okinawa isn't about living forever. Maybe it's about living fully, with purpose in our mornings, with friends who never let us fall alone, with meals that nourish, not numb, with bodies that move because they're grateful to still move, and with hearts that whisper thank you more often than why me. In a world that rushes and forgets, the people of Okinawa remember. They remember what matters. And perhaps, if we pause long enough, we can remember too. If this video touched you or reminded you of someone you love, please consider giving it a like, leave us a comment below. We'd love to hear your thoughts or stories. Don't forget to subscribe for more gentle, thoughtful journeys like this one. And if someone in your life needs a little reminder to slow down and breathe, share this video with them. You never know how far a small kindness can travel. Thank you from the bottom of our hearts for walking with us today, wherever you are and however old you may be. You live not just long, but deeply. See you in the next story.